Hello, this is the Bassities. I will have you know we just did an hour fucking recording. I am co-host Spieler, joined by co-hosts Red Boy EA and Kaneki. Fucking nerd is off in Apex Legends getting wrecked. Like as previously stated, we recorded for an hour, except not actually. So we're doing this.
Exactly.
We are speedrunning podcasting. Buckle up, motherfuckers.
Okay. I touched on this on the non-existent recording. But I'm trying to go as fast as I can, so I'm gonna find it as fast as I can. But personally, I believe that you know, I think the age of not the age of consent, the age of adulthood should be pushed from 18 to 21.
And
Because
there's half agree and half disagree on my side, because I know both sides of the argument, but continue.
I mean, I'm not saying everything should be moved from 18 to 21. I think there should some things be some things should stay at 18. But personally, the age of adulthood should be pushed to where people are a bit more cognitive in their and the way they do things.
Yeah.
So that's why age of adulthood in some things should be pushed to age of 21, while 18 should be just a few things. Just
So,
personally, that would cut down on a lot of the he was 18, she was 17 bullshit.
mhm.
Like Call Me Carson, for an example. Don't try and reference James Charles though, because you're fucking stupid and idiotic for
'Cause
doing
he was
that.
22, and the kid was 15 or 14.
I don't give a shit if you talk like all fabulous and wear makeup all day. That doesn't excuse you. You're not
Yeah.
special. Go see episode 0 of the podcast. I touched a bit up. We touched a bit up on it there.
So,
Um,
so another thing that was talked about in the attempt that never got recorded. I'm going to spend about
Mhm.
probably 5-10 minutes talking about this because I feel like it needs talked about either way. In that way, we have some type of content. But the boys on Wednesdays, either starting next week or the week after, will be doing D&Ds, D&D campaigns, and I will be the DM. Spieler, Nerd, and Kaneki will be my players. Depending on who knows us and who knows D&D enough. If it's alright with the boys, we may have more players. That completely depends. I'm thinking
This
just
is
sticking.
all very much work in progress, everyone.
Yep. So
very
it's
much so.
most likely it'll stick between the boys. If not, then cool.
I
But
still can't fucking believe you messed up your keybind. We did like about an hour and 15 minutes full of recording.
we did
and
an
now we
hour.
have
We
to
did
do
an
this
hour
shit.
4 minutes of recording. But
Jesus fucking Christ. Well, congratulations, everybody. All the shit that was said there, all the based opinions,
gone.
in Red's own words,
It was-
probably one of the most based episodes you would ever see
Gone.
is now lost to the void.
Because
And also Bill Gates' hard drive, but
Yes.
we're not going to talk about that.
You know what? Yeah, Bill Gates probably has. I'm gonna email Bill Gates. Anywho, the characters that the boys will be playing will be level 1, which is like any game starting level. For D&D, there's 2 different types of XP types. There's milestone, which is you get to a certain point in the story, you level up. Hooray! And then there's basic XP.
Metroidvania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's XP, which is group kills monster. Divide divide each player. Each player gets a set amount of XP and set amount of gold and or coin. We'll be doing an XP thing. I want each character to be a different class, if able, obviously, because I've done a campaign where 3 people were rogues. That was pain.
Yeah. Not really. It was.
No, it wasn't yours. There was 2 people in that campaign. I'm talking. I did a campaign with some buddies once, and every single one of them played a rogue, and they played Shadowkin Road, to be specific, so they could walk shadows and get 3 fucking crit strikes. Anywho,
Sounds like fun.
it is not. I have homebrew, and if you don't know what homebrew means, it's essentially I've taken something from the game, I've worked it into my own way, and kaboom kabam kebab, we got things that are now in the game that I've worked out. I have a map, I have backstory, I have planned the entire thing out. We are hopefully good on that. Now,
Yes.
what I'm hoping that we can do is when we get it started and people actually are here, we will, be able to tell that we're not faking rolls, that we're not faking stats. So obviously, I need to see every character sheet. That's a basic thing for D&D. The next thing about that is the fact that if this campaign goes good, there will be a second. It's just probably going to be a couple months away. So if the D&D thing goes good, because the pilot's going to be our test episode for it, essentially.
Yeah.
If D&D thing goes good, we'll keep doing it. We'll do an entire campaign. If people want another campaign, we do another campaign. Simple as that. That's pretty much it. I'm hoping people that don't know D&D can learn from us. It's kind of like the whole Bassities gaming idea that we have. I think we talked about in episode 0, and if we haven't, then alright. But essentially, the Bassities don't want to be grouped into just a podcast. We want to be gaming, hopefully, and D&D, and stuff we just find that are fun.
But always remember, we are a podcast first and foremost. We take this other stuff and do it on the side. We are a podcast first and foremost.
Like Nerd, he does streaming on the side. Me, I try to do streaming and voice acting on the side. And work.
I play trombone.
Yeah, this boy is a jazz boy, and he plays the trombone.
And I'm Kanye West.
You can get out of Wyoming. Anywho, that's another thing. In case you couldn't tell, your boy moved. We talked about it last episode. We talked about episode 0. Your boy had to move. Well, I moved now. The room is slightly barren because, new room. But, new room. The nice thing about the new room or the new house, is new internet. So your boy has smoother internet connection. Let's go. Meaning, hopefully, streams will start again. So, if you want to watch your boy stream, twitch.tv/redboyva. Now, on to a topic we covered that I think needs to be recovered anyway. It's the whole... It was very lightly touched on in the non-recording. He said, she said...
Non-recording, that could have been a recording.
Yes, the he said, she said bullshit. That needs a topic real quick.
When did we talk about that?
We very briefly talked about it during the age of consent thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot of she cried wolf, and you don't need evidence she cried wolf, therefore she is right.
And again, there's a lot about cancel
Colin
culture.
Carson.
Yeah.
Because the chick that he wanted to be with, 17, he was 19, she said he was a pedophile, and people didn't even question him. Purely because she was a fan. Even though she corrected herself, she said it's not he wasn't being a pedophile, I didn't know the word for it at the time. People didn't listen and still kept calling him a pedophile.
That's what I hate about cancel culture most of all, is like, you can have all this stuff really, and people just, they won't listen to you. You can deny claims and people will just be like, no, this is what I believe. And again, like I said in the non-recording, which you don't know about, but I said that as soon as you bring someone's morality into question, they're gonna start, bitching and complaining.
I also had mentioned it, but it's like the whole Shane Dawson thing about cancel culture. Like, the dude cracked a joke about his cat in 2012, because it was acceptable at the time for people to make jokes like that. When he started getting popular, cancel culture's like, this guy fucked his cat, and he didn't.
Like, people made up shit, and then people are just accepting it as fact at this point because cancel culture is that fucking prominent. This
was something that was covered last episode, but like the new generation is so influenceable. It's sad.
It is. I'm actually quite scared for
this part was not
younger
that
generation.
Part wasn't covered, but just the fact that it was the generation so influenceable.
Yeah, I'm scared for our newer generation because, like I said in episode 0, we're gonna turn into like a political correct society, and that's not gonna work. We're gonna fall like right then and there.
I've thought about that sort of thing quite a bit, and a whole deal is, at some point, at multiple points, I imagine people in the past have had these same questions.
Yeah.
We don't know what's next. We don't know where this will go. Maybe it'll work out, maybe it won't, but worrying about it like this really won't do us any good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only issue I have with the political correctness is like I get it in professional setting, but you don't
It's
have to do
perfectly
it
acceptable
everywhere
in a professional setting.
because it's called being professional for a reason.
Yeah, but if you're
Like,
doing
when
it
I'm
just to
at work,
cry on Twitter about it,
Like when I'm at work, it makes perfect sense as to why I can't crack the jokes I do on here, why I can't talk the way I do on here. It makes sense. I work with customers. A lot of the customers might have children or might be children. The jokes I make and the things I say are definitely not child appropriate. But not gonna be freaking politically correct outside of work. I'm gonna be me. I have me watching my language around my mother because that's my mother. And you can go that politically correct. That's just me being a good child.
there's a fine line between it, really.
Yeah.
But if you, the main line to be drawn is if you're doing it to go complain on Twitter for things you really don't have any right to stick your nose into. That is a faux political correctness.
Like the people that say things are racist, and then people that are of that race, it's like it's not. Like you don't know anything. It's racist, despite the fact they're of that race. It's like, you sure, Chief?
Yeah, and then like.
Or the people that say you can't be racist to white people. It's like it's called racist for a reason.
Referencing Hero Hey, like I saw a video about these people trying to say, well, two things. People trying to say that, you know, white people like to own dogs because it gives them that feeling of slavery again, because they need to have something to control, which is not true whatsoever. Don't listen to that.
Because Kaneki hates dogs.
I do hate dogs. I really hate dogs.
And Kaneki is a white boy.
I am a boy. But, it's not true. That goes for anyone with dogs, anyone without dogs. Like, with cats, too. You could say the same thing about cats, but...
Humans don't own cats. Cats own humans.
Same with dogs. Animals own us. But they love us. So... And then the other thing was that people trying to go out of their way to say, if you have a Japanese name here on Twitter, please change it. You're not Japanese. You shouldn't be allowed to have it. Well, meanwhile, actual Japanese people are like, yeah, dude, that's fine. That's pretty cool that you're doing this. Like, do what you want. I don't care.
They're saying that they're racist. It's like, but I'm actually Japanese.
No, you're not. You're just saying you're Japanese. I'm not
Exactly.
actually Japanese.
Keyboard warriors.
Exactly. How do we speedrun this a bit more?
Dude, I don't mind if we don't speedrun it. If we can get a 30-minute episode minimum, then we got a podcast. I'll just go with that. That's how I feel about it.
What about, since we have time, I guess, you have any topics, Spieler boy?
That's a debatable topic. The topic of whether or not I have topics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, before we even consider going to this, I'm just gonna say, and I hope you understand this, Kaneki, she's back.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
I don't know what to do.
Be
I already
confident.
have a message typed, but I'm a fucking social introvert, and the memes are true, by the way. We are a little out of control on the internet, but the moment something actually takes social interaction, we turn into essentially vegetables. You may as well put us in a hospital bed.
Oh yeah, no, this boy is one of the most like awkward and shy boys I know when he doesn't know people. Like
Channel the
when
shit
first
post energy. Do what you did last time. Channel
But
the
I
shit
already
post
have. I
for-
wanted to
for-
say
for-
what is a professional environment and then play ear rape Vsauce, but I didn't.
All right, so for people that don't know, Spieler here is talking to a girl because
And that is as much as you will ever know, motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all you get to know. All you know,
That's
all you get to know is that he's talking to a girl and he get the heart thumpy. That's it.
That's it.
And she's a memer, so of course the boys are like, "Good."
But yeah, Just do it.
To do it. Anywho, to have... like, the first time I met this boy was at D&D, and he used to be so quiet. He used to be one of the quietest boys in our campaign. And then one day, he was just, like, memeing on all of us, and we were like, I was just like, what the hell? And then Kaneki's just like, oh yeah, no, this is normal, because he would hang out with him and his friends during lunch. He was like, oh yeah, this is him normally. I was like, really?
Yeah.
It was pretty fun.
Spieler's a pretty awesome dude.
He's a pretty memey man. And he's also a very shy boy. For those of you who want Cat Boy, that is not him. He will not be your Cat Boy butler.
Did I miss something? I was hitting my head with a foam dice.
Don't do that.
I said a foam dice.
Foam dice or not.
I said that for people. I said because you're shy. I was like, if you people want him to be your Cat Boy maid.
If I see Cat Boy at fan art, I'll find your IP address, and that is the end. There won't be a body. There won't be blood. There won't even be a murder. You won't know where you are.
In game.
This does put a smile on my face. And then Clunk just appears. Ah!
Oh yeah. Speaking of D&D characters, there's that thing.
So
A quick rundown about who Clunk is, since I know the most.
So,
Wait,
I know him
should
pretty
we
good.
do that? Technically not our character. Like
Yeah, I
he's
mean,
there,
it's technically.
but
He doesn't mind. So we've made him into a god throughout the entirety. So to put it blunt,
I still
put him-
follow
yes.
his realm thing. But anyways, Clunk is a retarded warforged god of balance.
Yeah.
By the way, that's true.
He's a warforged with a dent in his head, thus making
By the
his
way,
intelligence
if that
low.
dent ever comes out, he becomes an entirely different person and will destroy everything.
He becomes a god of destruction.
Yep. And
the way that he's been made into a god, at least in my campaign, you must have a negative intelligence. And my magnifier, you must pray to him once a day. The way I was introduced to this amazing character is he was in an arena, and he was fighting an orc and something else, and he punched the orc queen in half.
yeah.
that's how I met him.
The best thing I could... No, I met him before you did.
That's exactly how I remember it going.
I think I introduced him similarly to you. But
It was
just a run, and then we never touched it again.
It was so how I met Clunk was I was playing in my friend's campaign, and I was playing my first ever character that I love dearly, Maeve, and and then we just came across this retarded warforged. I think he just like put him in. He's like, oh yeah, this is Clunk, by the way, and I'm like, bro, and then Maeve just kind of took to him like a mother, and then we've
he's been a repeating
we've all
character since.
decided in that group that Clunk
is God.
doesn't have object permanence. So anytime
it's also
that,
you finish
anytime that Maeve was on his shoulders, she disappeared out of existence for him.
Yep. Where did Mother go? I mean, he had a 2 intelligence. He has no depth perception.
And then there was another time where he picked Maeve up and then just threw her.
Through a freaking
like that ass
wall.
threw her through
over
a
a wall.
That was
Over a
fun.
wall.
Through the wall.
No, it was over the wall. Remember,
No,
it was just
through the wall.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wasn't halfway across a fucking continent.
Oh yeah, that happened. But the way I was introduced to him is Maeve and my first ever character were about to be a romance thing, because it was planned, and
That's
getting. Anywho, but
getting retconned on us.
yeah, I found it so funny nowadays, but freaking.
And it's getting retconned.
But
Maeve gets to have love with someone else.
anywho, fucking he pretty much sat my character. No, that was the mountain. It was the way he met Clunk is after he freed Maeve from a curse. I will not tell you how because it makes Kaneki flustered. He goes, you don't hurt my friend, and he practically threatened my character. And my character's like, yeah, okay.
It was to another player's character. He was like, ah, yay, and the Pink was like,
He punched him through the wall.
No,
was
he
like,
just
"Don't
no he.
talk mad about my friends."
Yeah, pretty much. And the joke with the ongoing joke that we have with Clunk is Thanos about to snap the Infinity Gauntlet, and Clunk just shows up and crushes him, and puts the gauntlet on backwards, and forces his thumb through the metal and snaps his fingers, and the entire world gets bisected.
Anyways, enough about Clunk.
I think
Topic.
I think we've almost been going for 30 minutes, so let's give one final topic.
But okay, we touched about this, but the oversaturation of gay characters.
Yeah.
I don't like it, and I'll tell you why. Because if you have one smash hit character who also happens to be this,
That's
I'm
fine.
okay with that.
Because
If their
it's
entire
just-
personality trait, however, is that they're gay, I don't like that. You can't fill an entire
here's
series.
a hot take then for a fact if Twitter hears this, which hi Twitter if you do, will get mad at me for. But
Hi, Twitter. Fuck
the
you.
entire She-Ra show, the fact that it was practically someone's fanfic to make Catra and Adora, who are the two main characters, into a thing.
Wasn't that like a multi-billion something?
It was like
It's a multi-billion-dollar fan fiction.
Yeah, and it took 4 seasons for them to become a thing, and it practically ends the show after they do. And it was
And
just
that's
like
bullshit. Don't ruin He-Man like that.
it was She-Ra,
Like,
not He-Man.
They're still in the same universe, though.
Yeah, I know, but it's just one of those like, look, I get it, gay characters can exist, but the fact you took a canonly straight character and decided to turn them lesbian.
It's the same thing with He-Man, Masters of the Revelations. I started watching that, by the way.
Yes.
I don't like what they did. I've stopped watching it. Like, after 3 episodes in, I've stopped watching it because they've taken too many creative liberties.
Like, I like the original He-Man for the memes, because yes, they're funny. But
The original He-Man's good. It's amazing.
He was straight, it's just there was a lot of things that were questionably gay.
It's not their sexuality. It's their story
Yes.
that I enjoyed. And the characters were good.
Whereas a lot of She-Ra was built on gay and no.
And I think Spieler said something about it, if he remembers what he said.
Particularly, I don't quite think so.
What do you
think
have
it
to
was-
say about it though?
About people pushing the sexuality. Like, you have to be the sexuality. of
Yes.
something.
Be it trans, gay, lesbian, bisexual, a very unhealthy sentiment going around is that if you are not one of these things, you are incorrect.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is
Like the fact
Off-
that I'm a
off
white,
Twitter.
cisgendered male in Twitter's eyes will mean that I'm the scum of the earth. Because I'm white and cisgendered, they assume I'm Christian. I'm not. I'm more pagan than anything, and I'm not. I wouldn't even call myself pagan. I'm not atheist either, but it's just one of those. Just like, bruh, why?
Did you press the enter key yet?
What? No, she's also
Oof.
idle.
Dude, I think one of the sad chant moments of the whole force things to be gay is a show that all 3 of us watch and or watched is Ruby.
Exactly. Yeah, Ruby.
I love the show personally. I love the show. I think it's a great show.
I think.
The fact
thought
that
that's crossed my
fans-
mind. Like,
the,
I'm gonna.
the fact that fans, like when a ship called Bumblebee, which is the main character Yang and the main character Blake, started, it was
Main character Yang.
It
I
was,
mean, I guess they are
it
main
was
characters.
wholesome. It wasn't bad because the idea was that the guy who created the show said they are in school. They are not technically full adults. They're 18 to 6. The youngest character was Ruby at the time at 15. They are
Yeah.
discovering their sexuality, so they don't know.
I don't
So
there
it-
was supposed to
Exactly.
There wasn't.
That's why when Monty, who was the guy who created it, Monty Young, God rest his soul,
Exactly. got it.
he had said, if you want me to put any type of sexuality, here's the thing, they don't know it because they're in school. Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. I liked that because it wasn't like, oh, this person's this person's this. So
I feel like
when the whole shipping thing started between those two characters, I thought it was wholesome because it was just one of those like, okay, that's actually kind of cute. As the show has gone on, it's gotten toxic because they have to be gay. Oh my god, this scene happened. That means they're canon. No, they're not canon until the studio admits they're canon. It's not canon. But if you say this as fact, because it's fact, people slam you. It's sad. It's just like, is it wrong for me to like straight things? Apparently yes, because I like the character Sun, and I like Blake more than I like Yang and Blake. But I digress.
I feel like personally, like if Monty Ohm, like this is, I guess, I don't know if it's a sentiment other people share, but if Monty Ohm was still alive and well, Rooster Teeth would not be doing as bad as it is now.
I mean,
That's
maybe.
debatable. I think if
What-
Bernie was
wasn't-
still at the company, they'd be doing
Yeah.
better. Because he left on his own volition.
Well, here,
granted.
let me rephrase. If Monty Ohm was not deceased, God rest his soul, Ruby would be way more popular and way better
Yes,
than it is.
I can agree with that.
I
Because-
imagine so, if it had its, original writer who wanted to create a good show.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean, that's fair.
mind Miles and Carrie doing the show. I still think it's good. From what I know, most of the things they've been doing are notes that Monty left from
Yeah.
from this point on. I'm pretty sure it's like they have to storyboard it on their own. But from what I know, when Monty was making season 3, he was planning things out for season 6. So everything they've done up to season 6 or 7 was planned by Monty already.
And I feel like you can tell that somewhat.
Yeah.
Because, like, up to season 6, I've noticed that everything has seemed cohesive. Like, you can tell
Yeah.
what was going on. And then as soon as season 7 came out,
It's not bad. I haven't seen it yet, but I know it's not bad.
everything
just-
just started to become, like it's teared at the threads of what Ruby actually was.
Yeah. And I get show changes. I get it's gonna be a little bit different. I think the show might still be good. I haven't obviously seen. I haven't watched for a little bit, but
Don't ruin it.
yeah.
Like, Ruby's a good show. If you decide, but if you're gonna try and say, let's ruin it, then, like, that's not Ruby at that point. That's just a fanfic.
Dude, I saw a tweet that said John is just Miles' self-insert that's gonna become an overpowered. It's like, nah. Purely because he cut his hair. And it happened just to be a haircut Miles Luna has. It's like, bruh.
I don't think so, honestly.
Jean is arguably one of the few self-decent characters left, so maybe.
Exactly. Sean.
Even Ruby's gone off the edge, dude. Like, Ruby used to be, like, a good character. I used to like Ruby.
Now she's like a. I like the whole she's losing her innocence thing that they're doing with the whole like all the stress is starting to get to her and shit like that. I like that angle.
I think that's, like, a perfectly natural thing to happen with everything
Yes.
that's gone on.
But people are starting to take it a little too far. Like the fandom is taking it a little too far with that shit.
Like with any fandom.
Yep.
Like, you're not gonna escape it no matter which fandom you go to, but, like,
Like the amount of times I see people like, if she doesn't get injured, then the show is shit. It's like she doesn't have to get injured for something serious to happen.
he's been injured several times before.
Exactly. But people are like, she's gonna lose an eye. She's gonna lose an arm. It's like, just because you saw fan art that looks good of that doesn't mean it's gonna happen.
Plus, like, again, like, people freaked out about Ruby being in a maid dress.
Yeah.
But,
And
I
people
think
also
that's-
freak out over Ruby and Oscar being a ship.
I don't mind it. It actually works.
He's like 16 now, and
How old is...
she just turned 18. I think he just turned 17 or
That's
something to that
fine.
effect.
That's
not
again
bad.
like what we were saying before. That's fine.
Yep. Before we get too angry about the topic, I'm gonna say we should probably.
We're gonna end.
Yeah.
We're
So
gonna call it.
any last words before the podcast, boys?
Leave all your angry comments for Red in the comment section below. We will read them all and yell it to him at his face 40 times, and we will leave a like, subscribe, and we love you guys.
Click that bell.
Click that notification bell, hit the subscribe button, leave a like, and leave a comment. Tell us what you thought.
Yeah. Anyway.
No, but for real.
And what about you, Spieler? You got any final words?
Yo, what's that timer at?
I have no clue, but we'll see in a minute. So, I hope you all enjoyed. This has been the Bassities podcast. I hope you have a based at evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time it is for you. And I hope you based motherfuckers have a great time. Thank you for listening, and we'll catch you all next time. Peace out, boys.
Bye.